Hello everyone, this is Marco from Marco Metals, and today we're going to be talking about fractional gold, what it is and whether you should buy it. Short answer is yes, you should be buying it, and we're going to get into that in this video. But first, for those who don't know, I'm going to just define what fractional gold is and show you gold coins in some different sizes. So I've been collecting coins for a long while. It's been over 20 years now. And throughout most of my life as a collector, golden coins have come in a standard size of 1 ounce. I'm going to show you some examples here on the table. Here's one example of a 1 ounce golden coin from the Royal Mint in Britain. You can see it has an image of Britannia on it. This is 1 ounce of pure gold. I'm going to show you another example. Here is a Canadian version. This is a gold maple leaf from the Canadian Mint. As you can see, it has a beautiful maple leaf on it. Here you can see them side by side. So this size, 1 ounce of gold, has been fairly standard for a long time now. Different countries have their own versions of 1 ounce gold coins. There's the Canadian version, there's the British version, there's the Krugerrand, which is the South African version. There is an American version of a 1 ounce gold coin. There's the Chinese panda version. So this is fairly standard and has been standard for a long time. You buy a gold coin, it's 1 ounce of gold. And there are some differences between the different coins. You might be able to see, it's kind of hard to see in this video, but the Britannia actually has a somewhat larger diameter. The maple leaf has a little bit of a smaller diameter, but it's a little bit thicker. Both these coins are 24 karat gold. You can also get gold coins in 22 karat. I believe that the Americans make a 22 karat version. There's a 22 karat Krugerrand. You're still getting a full ounce of gold, but they're mixing in some other metals to it. So there's lots of different versions, different sizes, different levels of purity, but at the end of the day, all of these versions are 1 ounce of gold. And that has been standard for a long time, and that's what I used to collect in the old days. Now, you can also see some coins in other sizes, which is what I call fractional gold. I'm going to show you some examples. Here's one example of a coin, which is a 1/4 ounce of gold. It's a maple leaf from the Canadian Mint, and it's a 1/4 ounce. So it's exactly a quarter of the size as the other coins. Oh, you can see this is a newer coin, so you have King Charles on it here. And you can even get coins in smaller sizes than a 1/4 ounce. I'm going to show you an example of a 1/10 ounce coin. Here is a 1/10 ounce Britannia. So this is 1/10 ounce of gold. I'm going to put it side by side with the full size Britannia. So here you have the full ounce. Here you have the fractional gold, which is 1/10 ounce. So when we say fractional gold, we're basically referring to anything that is a fraction of 1 ounce. Usually you see these in 1/4 ounces and 1/10 ounces. I believe that there are some mints that make a 1/20th ounce gold coin, which is, I don't have any of those, but presumably they're incredibly tiny. The smallest ones that I personally buy are the 1/10th ounce. So why would you want to buy fractional gold? There are some pros and some cons. The main downside of fractional gold is the premiums. You're going to be paying more for your gold. So normally when I buy 1 ounce of gold, I can get those at very low premiums, usually only about 2%. When it comes to 1/4 ounce fractional gold, I'm seeing here at my local coin shops premiums of about 7-8%. So quite a bit higher. For those who don't know, a premium is basically what you pay the dealer atop the spot price of gold. So gold has a spot price, which is just the base price of the raw metal. And then you have to pay the dealer a bit of a premium. The premium goes to cover all the costs of mining the coin, of minting it, of shipping it, and so on and so forth. Everyone along this chain takes a little bit of a commission. Usually with gold, the premiums are pretty low, 2% for 1 ounce, 7-8% for the fractional. And that just goes to cover the costs of making the coin and shipping it to you and minting it and so on. And the reason that smaller coins have higher premiums is because the work involved in minting a 1 ounce coin is pretty much the same work involved in minting a 1/4 ounce or 1/10 of an ounce. So because they're doing the same amount of work to make you this coin, you have to pay a little bit more for the smaller coins just to make up for the fact that they're selling you something that's cheaper but still putting in the same amount of work into it. So on the surface, it would seem that if you're a coin collector, you want to get the best bang for your buck, which means buying just the full 1 ounce of gold and getting very low premiums. You're really usually only paying maybe 2% over spot, or at least I'm paying about 2% over spot when I buy them here. So why would you want to pay more than that? Well, for a long time, I didn't. For a long time, I would just buy the 1 ounce coins, and I think that's what a lot of people did as well. We would buy these beautiful 1 ounce coins and pay a very low premium. This is changing lately. And lately, as you can see here on the table, I've been buying more of these small coins, the 1/4 ounces, the 1/10 ounces, and I'm happy to pay the higher premium, and I'm still making a good profit even after paying the higher premium. That is because over the past year or so, the price of gold has been going higher and higher and higher at a rate which is greater than the rate of the premium. Let me explain. So in the old days, you could buy, I still remember with these coins, you could buy them for like $500 or so. This is Canadian dollars. So do your own math if you're in a different country. So this used to cost about $500, which was doable. I could save up some money, save $500, go buy a coin, pay very low premiums, and that was my purchase. But in recent years, the price of gold has gone up so much that this coin, which I used to be able to buy for $500, now costs me over $5,000. So it's gone up 10 times in the lifetime of my coin collection. Now, buying a coin for $5,000 is just out of reach for many people, myself included, to be honest. It's very hard to go and spend $5,000 on one coin. There are a few people in the world who can do it. For most of us, that's quite difficult to do. So you could say, well, I'm going to wait and just save up the $5,000. If it takes me a year, it takes me a year. If it takes me 2 years, however long it takes, I'm going to wait. I'm going to save up the $5,000 and then I'm going to buy the 1 ounce gold coin and I'm going to enjoy the lower premium. You could do that. The problem is that if it takes you a year or two to save up $5,000, which is probably about as long as it takes most people to save up that kind of money, meanwhile, the price of gold is going up so much that by the time you want to buy it, it might cost you $6,000 or $7,000, and then you're not going to have enough money and you're going to have to save more. And the coin is always racing ahead of you because the spot price of gold is moving too fast for you to catch it. So that's when fractional gold makes sense. So instead of saving $5,000 Canadian, again, this is all Canadian dollars, instead of saving $5,000 to buy a 1 ounce coin, you just save enough to buy a fractional coin, a 1/4 ounce. Or if that's too expensive, you save enough to buy 1/10 of an ounce. Now you are paying higher premiums right off the bat when you buy fractional gold. At least here, I'm going to be paying at least 7% over the spot price. But that is worth it because that means I can get a gold coin now instead of having to wait a year or two to save up the money to buy an ounce. And in the meanwhile, by the time I'm ready to buy another piece of fractional gold, the spot price has gone up so much that I've made back my premium easily and then some. So let me give you an example. Let's say you can save, let's say you're doing pretty well. You can save $1,000 a month. I know that for a lot of you listening, that is ridiculous. You're never going to be able to save $1,000 per month. But just for the sake of this example, let's say you can save $1,000 per month for your coin. So you could wait half a year, save enough money, and buy one of these coins, the full 1 ounce, which here in Canada is costing well over $5,000. It's probably going to hit $6,000 soon. Or you can say, every month, I'm just going to buy a small coin, a fractional coin. If I can afford it, I'm going to buy a 1/4 ounce. If I can't afford a 1/4 ounce, I'm going to buy a 1/10 ounce. And I'm not going to worry about the premiums. I'm happy to pay the premiums because I know that there's a good chance that by the time I buy my 4 coins, which are a 1/4 ounce, or by the time I buy 10 coins, which are a 1/10 ounce, by the time I hit that 1 ounce gold by buying in bits and pieces, that 1 ounce that I have, even if it's in fractional coins, even if it's 10 of these small coins, the price of gold has gone up so much that I've come out ahead, even after I've paid the premium. So that's why in recent years, I've been buying fractional gold. I haven't been waiting to save money to buy the full ounce gold, because by the time I wait, the price has just run so far ahead that once again, it's unobtainable. This is a weird environment that we're living in. Honestly, in 20 years of doing this, I don't remember the price of gold ever going up so high, but for the past couple years, it's just been like this, and it's accelerating. The price is going up and up and up, which is why, in my opinion, it's very worthwhile to buy fractional gold these days. And it might also be easier to sell in the future. If in the future the price of gold has gone up so much that a 1 ounce gold coin is just unaffordable for a large segment of the population, and you want to sell your coins, it's going to be easier for you to sell the smaller fractional gold. And you might even get a little bit of a premium from the dealer when you sell it. So you're going to get some of that premium back as well when you sell the coin. So let me know what you think in the comments. Are you buying fractional gold? Are you still saving up and buying the full ounce of gold? What are you doing? Let me know, leave a comment. And also, this is important. Please subscribe to the channel, okay? This is a new channel. We don't have many subscribers so far. We need some more subscribers. So just hit that subscribe button. And if you do that, I promise you that I will bring you more content, more coins. So hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.